So in this video I'm going to talk about the predicted range of your Tesla, because this upsets a lot of new owners, because what they were expecting when they bought the car isn't what they're seeing on the screen. So there's a big difference between what you get on the website, what you see on the screen, and what you actually get when you're driving your car. So this car is a rear-wheel drive model with the 60 kilowatt hour LFP battery. And when I ordered this in October 2023, the website said it does 283 miles. And then a few days later, when I got the car, when it was new, I charged it to 100%, and the range up here said 259 miles. So the reason for the difference is Tesla has to use the WLTP range on the website in the UK and Europe. But in the vehicle they use the EPA rated range, but the actual range you'll get from your vehicle is really dictated by your right foot. So in a Tesla you will have a much better experience if you don't display the range up here, because the EPA rated range is quite difficult to achieve in real life unless you drive very slowly. So you're going to have a far more enjoyable experience if you just keep this on battery percentage. After all, that's what we're used to with our mobile phones. You don't want to know the battery life in your phone in terms of how many talk minutes you've got left. You just want to know battery percentage. And it's the same with an EV. And in your previous ICE car, you probably had a predictive range display. Most ignore it because it was inaccurate or pointless and just relied on the fuel gauge. So do the same on your EV and you won't get stressed about range. This channel has had over 15 million views, yet only has 40,000 subscribers, whereas it should be 3 to 4 times that, because over 90% of the viewers are not subscribed. Please do, it's completely free, it's only a click for you, and it really does help. And traditionally with Teslas, you've had to use the Energy app to see your actual energy consumption and your predicted range. However, with this spring update version 2026.14.2, we can now get trips up here on the audio card. So you can swipe across and you can see your odometer and your current trip here, but then you can scroll down and you can see all the various trips. But if you leave it on the predicted range, you're then going to see your actual predicted range based on your current battery state of charge, and that is based on your driving over the last 100 miles, and this is very accurate. So here it's saying I've got 219 miles of range left at 91%, and I pushed the wrong thing there, but up there it's saying 235 miles. So this is a much more accurate prediction. So now when you're driving, you can have your actual predicted range on the screen here if you want to, and keep this at battery percentage, and that's far better than having the EPA range up there. It's quite astonishing really that Tesla have taken so long to implement this in the cars, and this is only come in April 2026. But we now have it. For those that are worried about range anxiety, you can now get an accurate predicted range on display all the time in your car. And this is very accurate because you can change the amount of miles that your efficiency is calculated over. So we can go into the Energy tab here and you can select 10 miles, 100 miles or 200 miles, and it changes down here at the bottom of the screen. And because you can adjust the amount of miles your efficiency is averaged over, it's going to be more accurate when the temperature changes, when the weather changes, or your driving changes. So if I change that to 100 miles, we can see I'm averaging 243.6 watt hours per mile, but I'm 14.6 watt hours per mile over the norm, over the EPA rated, which would be the flat line through the middle of the graph. And because that figure is orange, that means I'm driving a little bit less efficient. If I change this to 10 miles, I've been driving more efficient over the last 10 miles because I've got more in the green than in the orange, and that's why that figure is green. So I'm driving 12.7 watt hours per mile better than the rated average. And as you can see, my estimated range is 226 miles at 83% if I continue driving like I've done over the last 10 miles. So this is a very accurate way of getting your estimated range. Particularly if you're getting low on battery, you tend to drive more efficiently, and this is going to better reflect that, and you're going to get a much better predicted range here, better than you're going to get probably on any other vehicle, because you can adjust the amount of miles that this is based on. So if you'd like to learn more about how these new trip cards work, I've got a full video on the channel which I'll link below, where I explain these and I explain all the data in the Energy app here. So I hope you found that useful. If you have, please do click the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see other videos like this where I show you how you use the functions in your Tesla, in the video description below is a link to a playlist where you can see other beginner guide videos I've made. Okie doke, I'll see you on the next one. If you like the video, please do click the thumbs up button, and leaving a comment also helps too. Plus, of course, subscribe if you're not. If the video saved you time or money, a little support via Ko-fi or the Super Thanks button would mean a lot. There's over 1,300 videos on the channel, so have a browse, use the search, and have a look at the playlists. And here's 2 videos you may want to check out.